Hey, what's up everybody? Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we're with a Stokely method certified coach. We got Tyler in the house.
What's up?
My backhand, some days it's good, some days it's bad. He thinks he can fix my backhand.
Yeah, 100%.
100%, that's a tall order.
Yep.
So he decided the game plan is going to be, I'm gonna throw a few shots, check out the natural form, and then we'll go from there.
Anytime I'm doing a lesson with anybody, I just need to get a baseline understanding of where they're at first before I start trying to tell them what to do or what they need to fix or anything like that. So Dylan, just go ahead. We're going to start with putters. I just want you to, well, first of all, we got to warm your body up a little bit. Just give me some like 50 to 60% power, just
Smoothies?
throws. Smoothies, yeah.
Okay.
Just get used to throwing before we start trying to power up.
Okay.
And another thing too is when you're giving lessons to people, it is important to try to identify first with whoever you're teaching what exactly they feel like they need to improve on. So Dylan, with your backhand, where do you find that you're struggling the most? What do you want to improve on with it?
I feel like the hardest part for me has always been the brace. And I feel like my reach back's probably a little too high. Those are probably the two biggest things. I make it work, but I feel like I'm leaking power because my brace sucks.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the biggest thing. I feel like what sets like a good pro player apart from myself is being able to throw the fairways like 380, mid-range is like 350. Because once you unlock more power, you can throw your slower discs like farther and straighter.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really where my backhand is lacking. Because I can do it with the forehand, but I can't really do it with the backhand.
Okay. Very good. Very good self-analyzation. Let's take a look at your throw and we'll see what we can find. So first thing I want to do is look at your grip when you're throwing like a full power. Okay.
I just have like a 4-finger power grip, thumb across the top like that.
So let's get closer to the camera.
Okay.
One thing I'm noticing about your grip immediately is that if we look right here, you've kind of got almost, to me, it looks like a lot of your pressure is here and not rounding around the edge. Like you're not getting that kind of pressure into the disc. It's like almost flat on top.
Okay.
Which is causing you not to be able to get as much of a nose drive into the power of the throw.
Okay.
Like it feels like it's almost like if you look at my hand, it feels like it's almost sliding off the top of my palm. Like that.
Oh, okay. So it's like palm pressure?
Yeah.
Or is it finger pressure?
It feels like it's palm pressure from what it's looking like on your grip.
And the palm, I should be having it more on
You should be
the
having
pinky
more
side?
pressure from your thumb on your finger pads. And then and then your palm is just where it rests. But your thumb, so your thumb through your fingertips is really where you're applying your pressure.
So just apply more pressure through my fingers.
Exactly.
Okay. And as far as the wrist goes, should I be actively like
Great question.
doing like this kind of guy?
So yes and no. You don't. So a lot of people talk about pouring the coffee. All right. Well, what I tell people is don't spill the coffee on the table.
I like to drink the coffee.
Yeah. You want to drink it, right? Yeah. Exactly. But you want to pour it gently.
Should you even feel like you're like bending the disc a little bit? Like, am I like pressing this thing hard or is it like just a bit?
You want to, so what I
Because if I really press, it's like flexing the disc a bit.
Yeah, that's a good question. So what I tell people when it comes to how firm you're going to grip down on the disc is I say, imagine if you don't have kids, imagine you have your nephew or your friend's kid and you're at the county fair and you're holding their hand and you don't want them to escape and get lost.
Okay.
So you're holding on with enough pressure to keep them next to you, but you're not trying to like hurt their hand or something.
Okay.
So you're holding firmly enough.
Okay. But really through the fingers and not through the palm. That's because when you say that, I definitely was squeezing through the palm and not through the finger. Like it wasn't through the fingers almost at all.
Exactly.
The fingers are just there and I was kind of squeezing through my hand. So
yep. And that's going to cause you to do this number where you're going to twist your wrist through the shot, which is going to immediately put the disc nose up or make it more likely to be nose up.
you mind if I just throw one or
Yeah,
two like
sure.
that? Just I want to kind of try and lock it in one step at a time. All right, so I'm really just going to do the same grip, but I'm going to really, and as far as the fingers under the disc, am I like pushing them down into the flat part, or am I like almost pulling them into this, the rim?
Yeah, you're really pulling it into the rim, but you're using the circles of your finger pads. You're not using your fingernails to go into the rim.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to do a lot of finger pressure. I feel like in the cold weather, it's going to rip
Cold
my
weather
fingers
makes
off.
it harder, and it is cold right now. Yeah, but we already see a difference.
That actually felt incredible.
Let's go.
There we go. Let me just do that one more time.
Yeah, I think.
Throw this little guy right here. All right, thumb. So I'm really like pulling it into my hand with my fingers. So when I do that, I feel all my extensors like flexed, which is something I'm not used to when throwing at all.
Yeah, and I'll add one more thing after you throw this shot.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
That already is a big improvement. That is a really good shot for me.
Yeah, and the people watching at home, like, I have a checklist of things. So Dylan does a lot of things correct already, but in my checklist, one of the things is grip, and so I noticed that immediately. And
that actually, it felt like it was gonna hurt because I just wasn't used to that. But I threw them; they actually came out really nice. I'm actually super happy with that.
Yeah. When it comes to that grip, you've adjusted the grip pressure and sort of the positioning of the disc in your hand as you grip it.
Yep.
The next thing is that another power leak you might find is, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful sexton. Anyway, another power leak you might find is you don't want to have that pressure hard on your grip throughout the beginning of the throw. So you don't want to do it from the beginning. What you want to do is you want to stay kind of loose and noodly, not like super noodly, but kind of loose. And then once you initiate the reach back, that's when I tell people, once you initiate the reach back, that's when you apply more of that pressure in your grip. So you keep the grip the same, but you're not straining. It's once you get to the reach back, boom, that's when I feel that pressure apply.
So now you grip on the reach back.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, my grip is there the whole time, but I apply that pressure to the grip.
Okay.
On the reach back.
All right. So you want me to try that?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a relaxed grip, but then as I plant and I get here, I'm gonna essentially squeeze these fingers.
Since you're reaching back on the X, you're gonna apply the pressure to the grip as you go into your X and reach back.
Okay. All right, let's try that.
Yeah, baby. And that's a good sexton flight.
Yeah, it's a good Firebird. We like that one.
Mike's on the ground.
Where'd it go?
Here we go.
All right, let's go. I threw my mic right off my chest.
He's getting so much more torque now.
I'm so torquey that just flew right off. All right, just keep going.
Yeah.
All right, we actually have a driver here now. All right, finger pressure on the reach back.
Good. I mean, we got a lot of headwind.
Yeah, the wind is gonna make these do literally anything, but that actually went so far.
Hey, if you like what you're watching so far, I want you to know that I will be teaching Stokely seminars all year long in different parts of the country. A Stokely seminar is where we take 8 hours out of the day to teach you the entire game of disc golf, to basically take your disc golf game and reconstruct it completely and give you the proper mechanics and methodology to then take your disc golf game and exponentially improve it. So if that sounds great to you, sign up at scottstokely.com and I'll see you soon. So I actually learned this from Nick Crush, so shout out to you. You want to imagine you're grabbing a suitcase and you're just lifting it up onto a table. Okay, that slight pronation that you would have to then lift that bag onto the table is the same sensation in that wrist you should feel on the downward pressure.
Yeah, that feels pretty natural.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So Nick Crush, kudos to you. Okay, now let's talk about some leg and feet movement that we can use to help you with your throw. So first, let me just watch your X step again with like a normal shot.
Okay. Throw like putters again?
Yeah, let's throw some putters.
Doesn't matter.
You can go full power.
You said full power?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, back to that kind of grip concept though, even on our putters.
Oh, true.
Yep.
Yep. See, I already forgot
These
it.
old habits are hard to break.
Okay.
Good.
They do feel nice coming out of the hand just from that one
Yep.
tip. They're coming out
You'd be
cleaner.
amazed how one small adjustment can make a huge difference.
Okay.
All right, cool. So good shot though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so Dylan has pretty good mechanics, but one thing I'm seeing out of you, and you mentioned it at the beginning, is that you do have a tendency on your reach back to kind of swoop up a little bit. So like if I'm throwing this direction, as you get to your plant step, which is the last step, your arm kind of comes from a good centered position into like an upward position like this. So it's like almost like you're pushing up. What I always tell people is that you're throwing inside of a gap of a ceiling that's right above your shoulders and a tabletop that's right underneath your chest. As you go through the X step, you want to keep your disc inside that gap the entire time and throw through that gap as well. So you're in a slot right here, and that disc wants to stay in that slot.
Okay.
As you're going through, you don't want to break the ceiling and you don't want to break the table.
And it's hard for me to know how high I'm reaching back. Can you just put my arm where I'm reaching back, you feel like?
Like it's like that.
Okay. So
And
I just need to get the elbow up. Do you think that'll help? Is just kind of just doing one of these guys?
Yeah, getting the elbow up, maybe more so. Just keeping your base centered over your feet. So sometimes we reach up like this when we lean too far forward into our plant step. Like that.
Right. Okay.
So staying centered, like you're a pole and you're in the middle of your body as you do your reach back.
Okay. Let me try and throw a few more here. Because that's something I actually hate about my form, is that I feel like I'm reaching up so high, but then I make the correction and it's not horrible.
Yeah. I mean,
But I still don't like it.
yeah, and it can lead to inconsistencies, which is why this is good that you don't like it. But another thing
That's
too,
good that you don't like it.
Yep. Another. Okay, so you said that you have trouble with your brace sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing out of you is I think you're overextending on your plant step, right? So if we break the throw down into 3 motions, it's 1, 2, 3. When you go into 3, I think you're stepping too far. And then you're having to readjust your weight and all your balance to then brace onto that leg. What I always tell people, especially when you're like first getting the plant step down, you have a lot of experience with the plant step, but let's just bring you back as if you're just learning it for the first time, is that you want to imagine you're stepping like right outside of your hips. 1, 2, 3. Kind of tighten it up. The more you tighten it, the less likely you are to then bring that reach back up.
So that even could be a product of my footwork.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna try and superly exaggerate like tiny steps for the last step.
I like it.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, do it without throwing real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say like you can step a little bit further than that.
Yeah, I've always been like an overcorrect guy if I'm doing
Cool.
something wrong. So I try to like overcorrect to just feel what it's kind of supposed to be like.
I like that.
So don't throw again or give it a rip.
Give it a rip.
Okay. I didn't do the finger pressure, but the brace felt okay.
Yeah, and you'll find that the brace felt better, and you'll find that it's actually going to be healthier for you long term, in the long run. Because when you're way extended out on your brace, it puts a lot of strain on all these ligaments and stuff to then get into center and rip on it.
Right. Okay. Let me, I probably still felt like I did this thing too a little bit. We're doing a lot of learning here. I need to lock it in with a few shots, I think. Finger pressure. For now, because I'm learning so many new things, I just need to finger pressure the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yep.
Because otherwise I'm going to forget but if I just squeeze it, then I won't mess it up because I'm squeezing.
Cool.
Okay. That felt amazing.
Yeah.
That seemed like a good shot.
It was a very good shot.
I might need to slow-mo that. That felt good. Let me do that one more time.
Yeah.
I just learned.
Hey, you can do it. You take some lessons from me. I'll teach you. Yeah, sick. Love it, dude.
All right.
Yeah, that's great.
We're looking a little better. We're making progress here.
Yep. Yeah, we're making a video.
We can pause for a sec.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm Tyler.
Jason.
Nice to meet you.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll give you my number right now.
It feels a little uncomfortable. It's honestly, it's probably a good thing, but it's harder to brace because I feel like I'm bracing more, and it's making it harder to do a little bit with that shorter step. So I feel like when you're learning things, like I've learned 2 things that already feel super uncomfortable for me, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's I feel my body, these extensors from my fingers pulling. That's a new sensation for me.
Yeah.
And that brace is like, it's harder to do.
Yeah.
Which I feel like when you're learning new things, I want you guys to understand that it's not going to feel super comfortable at first. And I feel like that's a crucial part of getting better, is being okay with it being uncomfortable for a little while.
Good. I mean, those are stable, dude.
Dude, they're so stable. They're too stable for me.
That's what makes them great, though.
I need a noodle arm disc like a Vanguard. All right, we'll throw one more and maybe we'll touch base one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was good. There's one last thing I wanted to touch on with you.
Okay.
That I think's gonna help with your brace leg as well.
Okay.
So when we go through the steps, when we go through the steps and we get to the last one, right? You're entering this plant foot right now.
Yep. You're good. I just want to make sure they can see your feet.
Cool.
Yep, your feet are in frame.
You're entering it like at a 90-degree angle to your target.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get like good like hip rotation away at this position. Really, typically, you want to have a little bit of an angle away. It's not so much that it's like all about the heel, but that's where you're going to be able to, as far as the brace leg is concerned, you're going to be able to transfer all of your torque and weight into the throw better.
Okay.
It can handle that rotation and weight transfer better than your toes can.
And so with what you're saying, as far as instead of having my foot like perpendicular to my target, have just a little bit of this guy?
Yeah, because it's like, it's this idea, right? So like, let's say I'm playing like here, Dylan, let's say we're playing like a ultimate frisbee, or you're a defensive back in football, or you're playing soccer and you're jockeying somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You typically want to be able to be on the toes of your feet. That allows you to, shuffle and move quickly. If I'm flat-footed as I do that, I can't get as much power.
That totally makes sense.
Power and athleticism into my rotations, right? So like if I'm turning and moving, I want to be able to get onto my toes. And the same thing applies here. When I go into that plant foot, I want to be in that athletic position, a little bit on my toes, a little bit angled away, to then throw through.
Right. It's just more athletic in general.
Exactly.
Right. It kind of gives you more options too, because you're not stuck on a flat foot. You can kind of do what you need to do.
Yep.
All right. Break out the old.
Try to do that without throwing a couple times though. And that's another thing too. I always say, like, whenever we're introducing new things, walk through it without throwing first.
So you think back foot toe as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I stay on the it's the balls of your feet, right? So it's these right there.
Okay.
It's the balls of your feet. That's what we call them.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I got you. I'm going to try it and we'll just see if it goes horribly wrong. The grip is like, I have to just have it the whole time or I'm going to lose it.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to think tippy toes here.
Good.
I mean, it went far. I don't
That
know.
was good.
The Falcon is way better than those stinking rates, let me tell you.
Oh, but once you get this, once this starts feeling more and more natural, these rates are gonna be just bomb. Actually, can I throw it?
Okay. This is my resume right here.
Yeah.
Don't mess up. Dude, I told you those were beefy.
I love that disc, bro.
Yeah, they're freaking stable.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know, I think too many people sign up for a lesson with a pro and they expect to be the finished product after the hour that they had or 2 hours. It's a process. It is always a process. So
Yeah.
we're going to introduce concepts. We're going to apply those concepts. You're going to then apply them in practice. And then when you come back and see me, or you come back and see whoever your teacher is, you start building on those and you introduce more things as the initial stuff and the continuing education becomes muscle memory.
Yeah, I could definitely, like, now you have to go into I have to do my homework to lock in the stuff we talked about today and then sort of figure out what's going on from there.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I hope some of this stuff was helpful for you. You just started a YouTube channel, right?
I did. Yep. You can follow me at Waz Disc Golf. It should pop up when you type it into YouTube. And
I'll link it in the description so you guys can go check that out. You're gonna be doing a lot of like disc reviews, product reviews, lessons, all that kind of stuff on there.
Yeah, I sure will. And I also will be doing a lot of like videos prepping people for the Disc Golf Pro Tour events. I'm working with Scott Stokely, and he has a new fantasy disc golf app that's coming out and being released where we're going to be, you know, talking about the tournaments and the upcoming season and different players and picking our lineup for who we think's going to do well. And
oh, that's super fun.
I'm going to have guests on the channel like my boy right here,
Let's
Iceberg
go.
TV, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
all right, make sure you go subscribe to the channel. I just hope that you take one thing from these videos that you can try and implement into your own game that's going to help you feel more confident out on the course. So let me know what that was for you in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.